What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about the man in the title, Rassie Erasmus. Springbok rugby coach has announced that after the 2019 Rugby World Cup he will no longer be the Springbok rugby coach. Now this comes as quite a shock to I think a lot of people. Maybe some would have expected it, maybe some not. For me personally, I'm finding it as quite a shock, and I'm quite disappointed in this decision from Rassie. I do understand that he wants to develop, get to the SA directorship and all that stuff, and focus on the upcoming rugby players and focus on all around the provinces and all that stuff. It's what he wanted to do when he first joined in. I quote what he said earlier. He thought that Alistair Coetzee was going to stay on and he would manage and be the director, but then Alistair was asked to step down, and then Rassie took over as head coach, which I thought was the best decision for South African rugby moving forward in the long term as well. I mean, he's achieved so much in his career with the Cheetahs, with Munster. He's done remarkable things, and although he's had a 50% record for the Springboks, I think he's really brought in so much change and progress within the Springbok rugby squad. And I think we've had a good year, obviously with some negatives and all that stuff, with defeats that maybe shouldn't have happened and all that jazz. But we've done things that are showing development, and I think he's chosen a great squad that have the capability of building and moving forward as South African rugby grows and develops into these new young players like Deante and all those geniuses who we have in our Springbok squad. And for me, going in the long run, I reckon Rassie could have lasted another World Cup after 2019 and taken us to another level where Springbok rugby might have been in the era where they were in 2011, 2007. And I believe he was the right man for the job. So I'm gutted, but I do understand and respect his decision. Obviously, we've got a massive year in 2019. We've got the Rugby World Cup, we've got the Rugby Championship. We've got a lot of things to prove in South African rugby as we move forward, because we need to prove the critics wrong. We need to be competitive. We need to give teams like the mighty All Blacks a good run for their money. The dominant Irish team, England, all those other great nations. We need to show a point of why we are still a team that can scare other nations and why we can be competitive on an international level. After November, 2 out of the 4 games, unfortunate. We should have maybe beaten the English, but it just wasn't meant to be. And from that, we just had our moments where we lost to Wales and all that jazz. Yes, beating Scotland and France were great, but there's improvement. But I do believe it's going to happen as we move forward and as we see Rassie taking the reins as we grow and develop in 2019. So a lot to look forward to, a lot of excitement coming from the South African fans, the public. Obviously you get still those negative people who just don't have any faith in the sport, but I'm different like that. I believe in positivity. I believe in the way forward in South African rugby, and I believe in this team and how we can develop and go forward. We've got a great nation, we've got a great team, we've got a great gees, momentum, atmosphere, and I believe we're going to take that into this next World Cup and show the world why we are competitive force and why we are one of the teams to watch in the World Cup, because we have the potential, like I mentioned. So yes, I'm gutted about Rassie's decision, but I do respect it as much as well as I respect him. So he's got his reasons for development in South African rugby, which will also be exciting as a fan as we move forward. So look, I'm confident. I've got a lot of faith in this team. I've got a lot of faith in the coach and his management team going into 2019. We're going to have one hell of a challenge in 2019 with the championship. Like I mentioned, you're playing the All Blacks, the best team in the world. They're going to be a challenge on their own. We've got the World Cup in Japan, which is going to be intense. And we're going to have to stand up. We're going to show character. We're going to have to show development. There's already rumours of the teams. People are predicting the teams for the World Cup and all that stuff in South Africa, which is exciting because it's bringing in the momentum. People are talking about it. People are feeling the World Cup. And I think that's fantastic, because we need to get in the World Cup spirit as we move on. I mean, look at Ireland. What they've achieved this year is truly remarkable. The All Blacks continuing their reign at the top in the world. It's just going to be exciting watching these teams. England going from a very bad drop at the start of the year to actually starting to come up and show some light which is great for the English rugby team, and I really am happy for them. So, and all the other teams, Scotland showing so much character, Argentina really improving and jumping up, and there's so much excitement, and that's what I'm going to continue with in this week, and a few more videos that I'll do before I end off the year. But a lot of excitement to look forward to. I cannot wait for this rugby year to kick off in 2019. It's going to be a remarkable thing and moment for us. So definitely make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all future uploads. Give this video a like. Let me know your thoughts on Rassie Erasmus's decision to leave after the World Cup. Obviously I'm gutted, but I do understand and respect his decision. Who's next? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Jan Ackerman. You never know, but we'll have to wait and see. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. World Team of the Year still to come, so make sure you are there for it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.